A 45-year-old wealthy and beautiful woman goes on a blind date, but unexpectedly gets rejected by the man.
你不是一个漂亮女人，你看和叶子没法比，你明白我意思吗？那叶子可以耍性子，是因为她漂亮。
Just because the girl is 45 years old, she wants to find an unmarried, rich and handsome man, and she is scolded by the other party. But the girl believes that she is talented, beautiful, and that finding a high-looks man is not difficult. After all, most of the men around her are attracted to her due to her mature charm, and frequently show interest.
有喜欢的人约我呀，而且还很小的，80后的，80后也有30几岁了，你以为啊？也成熟了。第一，善事成功女性吧，第二也比较善解人意吧，比较有修养吧，
对，
然后也有点能力吧，
对，
也是安安心心过日子的吧。
对，
对他们来讲，他们玩累了以后，他觉得我是个很好的归宿啊，但是我看不上他们。
But despite her wealth and beauty, she doesn't look at those men at all. Because what she wants is a man who will truly treat her like a little girl and pamper her. Her name is Zhang Jing, 45 years old, from Hunan. Since childhood, Zhang Jing has displayed a mature and steady temperament and exceptional learning abilities. After graduating from university, Zhang Jing moved alone to Shenzhen. Thanks to the opportunities brought by the era, her career developed smoothly. By the age of 30, she became the branch manager of a bank. In the next few years, she not only bought several luxury homes in Shenzhen, but her successful story was also featured in the Shenzhen Evening News. But such a perfect woman has had a rocky personal life. Due to her focus on career, she only had 2 relationships in over 40 years, both of which ended in breakups. However, 4 years ago, she almost had the chance to marry. But it was because of that man that her life path took a drastic turn. At that time, she met a man who was at a career low point, yet Zhang Jing fell in love with him at first sight. Although he was 12 years younger than her and had just graduated from university, Zhang Jing, for the sake of love, sold several of her properties in Shenzhen. She moved to Beijing to start a new chapter with him. Upon arriving in the unfamiliar city, she had no choice but to follow her boyfriend's arrangements. She invested millions near his university and opened a tea house. She even brought his entire family to Beijing to live with them. However, after a few years, the tea house's business became increasingly bleak. At this point, Zhang Jing had nearly exhausted all her savings, and it seemed there was no way to save the failing business. What shocked her the most was that, at this critical moment, the man she had sacrificed so much for unexpectedly left her without notice. After facing both career and love setbacks, Zhang Jing, deeply hurt, decided to return to Shenzhen. Upon returning home, Zhang Jing's family began to attack her repeatedly over her experience. Zhang Jing's younger brother believed that Zhang Jing placed too much importance on looks when choosing a partner, which led to her losing both love and wealth. But Zhang Jing thought that, with her money and power, she could focus solely on looks when choosing a partner. Compared to talent, she preferred physical attraction. Seeing that Zhang Jing was not yielding, her father also started criticizing her choice of partners. To Zhang Jing, their words were like pouring salt on her wounds. But enraged, she could only choose to avoid the situation. One night, Zhang Jing found a friend to talk about the hardships of these years. But unexpectedly, even her friend began to belittle her courage to fight for love.
你自己还抱着少女的情怀，还期待着找一个未婚的，还找一个一个帅哥，我靠！大姐，这事儿太难了，哇塞！
都是帅哥，好不好？都是帅哥。
这个不是原因。我跟你说句实话，我到现在都没有怀疑过他当时跟我在一起的动机，我从来没有怀疑过他是图什么。我觉得就是图一份感情，两个人在一起。我到现在都是这样子的。
Until today, Zhang Jing still believes that with her looks, finding a handsome guy is very easy. To allow herself to experience love again, Zhang Jing decided to re-enter the entrepreneurial world the next day. However, due to her previous reckless decisions, she currently doesn't own a property in Shenzhen. At nearly 45 years old, she even has to stay at her best friend's house. But in order to stabilize her life, Despite not being financially well off, she still chose to spend 15 million yuan to buy a villa outright. However, when Zhang Jing's father learned about this good news, he became even angrier. Her father believed that Zhang Jing should quickly find a man to marry and have children, rather than spending money on things to attract handsome men at her age.
你晓得，你晓得，好大年纪了，晓得吧？整个规矩是48岁，做得很，担心的。
But Zhang Jing also has her own difficulties. As the eldest daughter in the family, after establishing herself in Shenzhen, Zhang Jing brought her younger brother and sister to the city and helped them settle down. It was precisely because of this that her emotional life was delayed for many years. Now, her younger siblings are married with children, living happily in stable marriages. As the most capable person in the family, the one who was originally the family's pride, Zhang Jing has now become the most worrisome one in her family, and everyone is criticizing her choice of partners. Now in her late 40s, Zhang Jing's friends have grandchildren, while she is still immersed in the search for a handsome guy. But fortunately, hard work pays off. At a friend's wedding, Zhang Jing met an outstanding young painter. The man not only had accomplishments in art, but also looked very refined and elegant. After meeting him, Zhang Jing's heart instantly began to flutter, and even during late-night work at the office, she couldn't stop thinking about him. However, just as Zhang Jing was preparing to take their relationship to the next level, the man informed her that he was ready to become a monk. Reluctantly, the relationship she had been dreaming of ended before it even began. After the rejection, Zhang Jing began to reevaluate her past romantic experiences. She realized she couldn't forget the sweet moments with her ex-boyfriend, so she decided to drive to Beijing to ask him to get back together. But to her surprise, he not only didn't want to rekindle their relationship, but had already found a new girlfriend. With no other choice, Zhang Jing returned to Shenzhen to search for another opportunity. The program airs until now, and Zhang Jing, now nearly 50, remains single. She still refuses to lower her standards, continuing on her quest to find a handsome man.
Zhang Jing's story might just be a microcosm of many women's struggles when facing life choices. She is successful, shining, yet unable to escape the shadow of loneliness. To her, love is not just a byproduct of marriage, but a reflection of her self-worth. She insists on finding the perfect man, just as her life seems flawless. But the question is, does perfection really exist? Is her persistence a defense of self-recognition? Or is it an idealized escape? When she always expects a handsome guy, does she ignore what she can offer others and what she truly needs deep inside? Her story may make us reflect. In the face of love, should we stick to ourselves, or should we learn to let go of those idealized fantasies and accept the imperfect reality? So what do you think about Zhang Jing's persistence? Feel free to leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us, and we'll continue providing you with better content. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.